but it will receive the two teams that will be playing the
Oh my
first
God.
game. Combined stars.
Aí que agora vamos ser out there.
Yeah.
Let them disperse out there.
Alright.
I don't know if you
Five.
Score, give me combined team, please, because they don't have no numbers on this. You got the numbers of the players, but I don't know who's playing on.
First 11.
First 11. I have LeBlanc, Gabriel, what do you call that?
The numbers stop at 11. 1 to 11 are numbers. LeBlanc, Gabriel, Cornelius, Pemberton, Martina, Neil, Blondell, Ali.
Okay, I have Gabriel, LeBlanc, Cornelius, Martina, Janelle, Eugene, Renel, Blondell, Keon Pemberton. Give me the rest.
See them right there. 1 to 11 is what they have on the paper. Number, with a number by them.
1 to 11.
So the numbers stop at the 11th man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 11. Neil Shaw, that's
Yeah, Daniel.
that's Faham Ali, right? Ferham.
H-A-N.
Ferham.
Why do you need internet phone?
I work for N2, so I just need to let them know you're good.
Okay, but it's a Mark TV production and we are doing production here, so darling, please, if you need internet, use the internet for right now. Don't bother me again, please. Sorry to save lunch, but I cannot give you internet right now until we make sure that our stream going.
And that's what you should have said. Don't tell me hold on 2 minutes. And I always remember to speak to people properly.
Sorry,
I like
yeah,
people
sorry
speak
if I
to me
come
properly, okay?
Right, sorry.
I don't disrespect people like who I them tell you. I believe in
from the
professionalism.
beginning.
No, you said to me, hold on, you're gonna think whatever. I can't tell them how we streaming live. I can't tell them where to look for the game.
So I got a hole there ahead of you to play.
I have seen that already.
Right, you have signal, right?
You don't know the speed.
And just for the internet on my phone, please. Thanks. Should I pass the laptop there, please?
That's good.
Okay, take this up. I just need to give you guys some cash. The internet on my phone. You see, Mama, you can't use WhatsApp, but I don't. Just go over for self.
Look, so what we'll do in the meantime, because I'm talking to Sophia here, right? Why split?
Yeah, you can go ahead and split.
So he very upset about the camera situation. So he deal with it. That's what I tell him. He know that. So he dealing with it with Sanford. So at the moment, all we can do is probably a stream on the pitch.
Yeah.
Until we get a cameraman. See what he's saying here, the arrangement was for Sanford and them to provide the camera. Good. You good? Your input is what is red one? Is the input?
Yeah, the input is red.
Serious.
Right down, ready. Soon as you're ready.
Oh, was we do soccer in Sweden? Yeah.
You good, right?
No. I don't follow.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the beautiful island of St. Martin. And over the next few days until Sunday, Mac TV will be here bringing you live coverage of this very historic event, a very historic tournament called Cricket4Life under the guidance of Adam Sanford in partnership with Cricket Council USA and Mac TV. So over the course of the next few days, I said before, 2 matches. We have 2 today and 2 tomorrow as well as Saturday. 1 semi-final on Sunday and the final. So I'll have with me, you'll be hearing the voice of Keith Carty, who is a senior commentator in these parts. And he'll be accompanying me throughout these games. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning to you. Good morning to listeners. We are here to bring you coverage of this, an interesting tournament. Of course, it's the first of this nature being played here on the island, on the Dutch side of St. Martin to be exact. And we trust and hope that we can really bring it across to you the way we sees it, and hope that you enjoy it.
Yes, and of course, I'm gathering from you, Keith, that tournaments like these would have been played across on the French side.
No tournament of this sort has ever been here before. We've had many matches, of course, in the West Indies first-class tournament. I think we've had all the 6 teams playing here, and we've also had Leeward Islands matches been played here, but nothing of this magnitude as yet.
Well, it's here, and that's the good news. And we are going to see the teams getting into action this morning. And I think you have the breakdown of the final 11 for both teams, Keith.
Well, Combined Islands, Molan LeBlanc, Gabriel Isaac. Then we see Jamie Cornelius, Shaquille Martinez, John L. Eugene, Renal Blondell, Keon Pemberton, Joel Brown, Nathan Edwards, Neil Shah, and Faham Ali. And for the Spartans, for you, we'll get that in a minute as play is about to commence. And probably you'll go to do some ball by ball.
Thank you, Keith. So the action is about to get underway. Very historic first ball. Nearly brings a wicket. Just pushing away from his body there was Cornelius, and Fernandez could have created, could have made the historic occasion even more historic with a wicket of the first ball there, Keith.
Yes, very close shout. Cornelius looking to drive the ball to the offside. The ball going under the bat and down to the fine leg boundary for 4 byes. So, I mean, the combined teams, they're off and running. They would want the runs no matter how they come. So at this stage, they're 4 for no loss.
So, in T20 cricket, in fact, in cricket as a whole, you don't care once you get the runs against your name. And this morning, we had a lovely opening ceremony just to the left of us. This delivery, Fernandez gets the outside edge again. It's going to go down to a wide third man. A good stop down there. And they're going to get just a single. But again, there, Keith, he's playing away from his body and just looking to feel his way around at the moment.
Yeah, I see him what certain circumspect by Jamie Cornelius. I know he really likes the ball coming onto the bat. He loves to play his shots. But on that occasion, the outer portion of the bat found down to the third man area where Krishank did the fielding. But in the end, the batsman got off the mark.
But tell me something. Give me a little history about this pitch.
Well, it's a pitch that has been traditionally very good for batting. We've had scores in excess of 300 almost every time that the other teams have come here. So today I would see it as a batting paradise. Again, the bowlers probably might get a bit of assistance when the ball is new, but after that, it will be a batter's paradise.
Fernandez again. Outside the off, some a bit of shape. And looking to go dong on that occasion there was Lassie. Am I saying that right?
Yes. Gabriel. Lassie. Well, I usually call him Gabriel to avoid pronouncing his surname. So you can call him Gabriel.
I like that, Keith. That's wonderful. Gabriel for now. So running into the Century Hills will be Fernandez. This delivery too straight. Worked away around the corner there by Gabriel for 1. So the score goes on now to 6 without loss. This is the first over. Remember, this is the first game. And the combined batting first against Spartan. And 2 matches a day. Anyway, we went in the tongue last night. We were out in the tongue, Keith, and they were telling us that this ground a lot of people would show up. I could understand that Tuesday morning some people are at work, but I think from tomorrow afternoon, I think it will be really good.
I think so, because traditionally we've always had very good crowds here following cricket, and we normally get good support for cricket here, so I don't think it will be any different come weekend as Saturday, Sunday, and as you said, Friday afternoon, basically.
And basically, there you all were able to build a cricket ground just on the savannah here. I know that Adam Sanford, the Cricket4Life committee, has been working very hard over the last few months to bring this thing to reality. And kudos to all involved. I see Najiko there also have a big hand. Anyway, you go around the ground, you see Najiko. So Fernandez looking to end well. This delivery going down the leg side. No appeal from the bowlers. This ricochets back to him off the pads. So it's the end of the first over. And my scorer, who offered me bacon saltfish this morning, tells me the score is 7 without loss.
7 after the first over. I think Fernandez will be very disappointed with the very first ball. And went away down to the boundary for 4 byes. One that pitched somewhere in the crease area and just ballooned over the wicketkeeper's head. And went away for 4. But otherwise than that, he's really come back and bowled well. And talking about the sponsorship, they have a lot of corporate sponsorship on board here. We can look around and see the advertising boards for so many different companies, which makes it even more interesting. But this game, as we always know, is a very expensive game, and the more sponsors, the better.
Yes, and hats off and good morning to Mohammed Ahmed Qureshi, Mac, who is a major sponsor of this tournament. Of course, Mac TV is here. All the uniforms for all the teams sponsored by T20 Sports, another of Mac's company. And in addition to that, he would have given other sponsorships for the tournament. He has sent a big bag of goodies for all who will be here at the cricket. We'll be handing out those a little later on. I'm sure I must never forget Charlene when that happens. And the score at the moment 7 without loss. And from the early indications of the track, it seems to be one of those where the ball will be coming on nicely onto the bat. The outfield is pretty quick here as well. It has been dry in these parts.
Sherwin Peters is going to start the attack from the far end.
So Sherwin Peters is going to bowl. And this delivery is worked away nicely. Down to third man for 1. The score moves on to 8, and it takes Gabriel is on 1 and Cornelius is on 3. Am I right? And 4 extras.
So a very good start from Sherwin Peters here. Just putting on the ball just around the line of the off stump. Cornelius stayed it out towards the backward point region on himself a single, and the Gabriel is going to half strike to Sherwin Peters, who is not a stranger here. And when he hits it, it usually stays it.
So Gabriel pulls away. He's not yet ready. He's probably seeing someone zip lining down the Century Hills. Is that the Century Hills, Keith?
Well, I'm not certain as to what hills they are, but I can tell you a lot of people come here and go up there and come down. I think it's, 45 seconds they get from the top to the bottom, so they're having fun.
Outside the off stump, short and wide, and just dabbed the way down to a wide third man for 1. So 1 more to Cornelius. And short and wide, I think he would have wanted to have done, sorry, to Gabriel, he would have wanted to have done a lot more with that. But early days, he just got back, guided it down to a wide third man for 1.
Gabriel is batting fairly circumspect. Normally he plays a lot more shots. It doesn't matter what time of the innings it is. But here he's intent on playing himself in, probably getting a start for himself and his team, and then probably he might explode.
It's a good delivery from Peters, just on and about the off stump. And coming forward is Cornelius, pushes it on the offside. So you can look around and it's very, very dry and brown. Adam Sanford said that they were trying to actually waterlog the ground a bit just to get some green coming through. There are patches of green.
Oh, that's exactly where the water came from. So had we started watering this field a week earlier, we might have had the tinge of greens probably spread more on the other side of the field, but at least it's better than nothing at all.
Yes.
Peters is going to pick up the attack from the far end as he comes into bowl to Jimmy Cornelius, who has 3. Right arm over the wicket, and Cornelius is driving out to Casey Carty. In fact, he's caught in that very short mid-wicket area by Casey Carty of the bowling of Shaw and Peters. So the first wicket has gone down for the Combined Islands. Jimmy Cornelius caught Carty of the bowling of Peters for 3, and the score 9 now for the loss of 1.
Well, how funny is that? From the moment I hand the mics over to do ball by ball to Keith Carty, his son takes a catch. So the score is now 9 for 1, and leaving the arena is Cornelius. He is caught by Carty off the bowling of Peters for 3, so that's a good breakthrough and a good wicket to get at this point in time.
Yes, very good wicket. Normally Cornelius bats with us on our left. Of course, that's the tourist area, but Great Bay has been destroyed. I think the building has been pushed down, so when they're going to start construction on that, we'll have to wait and see. But that is the area where most of the tourists on this side of the island normally stays, and Little Bay will get most of the action now. Peters the bowl to Martina, who gets a delivery outside the line of the off stump, and Martina is just stretching at the ball and now signaling to the umpire that should have been a wide. I think his job is to bat, really.
I don't think so. That delivery beat the outside edge. He was following it. It pitched outside the off stump, probably had a 5th stump, and was going further away and through to the wicketkeeper. So Peters, a good opening spell from him. Turns from the Century Hills end and comes in again. This is badly lined, and he was lucky to get away with that. Martina looking to pull that around the corner. No signal from the umpire. He probably got some bat onto that. So at the end of 2, the score is 10 for 1.
10 for 1. The Spartans been able to maintain a good line and length. They have held the scoring back considerably, and they would be pleased with the effort so far. So 2 overs gone. The score is 10. Martina has 1, and Gabriel Isaac has 2.
So Fernandez is going to continue.
The officiating umpires in this game is Emmanuel Stapleton and Shamia Box. Of course, they are locally grown, and they would be enjoying the moment out there. They've worked very hard, and they would want to have a good game as well.
So Fernandez again runs away from us, and that delivery is well pitched up, going down the leg side. He's not going to get a leg before decision from umpire Elijah, and let's wait on the umpire. He taps on his thigh. It's a leg by. Charlene waves a white paper in front of him just to acknowledge that she got the signal. The score goes on to 11 for 1.
Spartans really keeping a tight rein on things here as Fernandez goes in once more.
This is muscled away through mid-off down to the boundary for 4. So pitched up in the zone. He was close to the batsman on that occasion. He was able to free the levers and threw a wide mid-off down to the boundary for 4. So that's the first boundary of the bat, and the score goes on to 15 for 1.
Well, there we saw a bit more of how Isaac normally bats, or Gabriel normally bats. And he picked the gap, hit to the left of mid-off, and from the time he did that, there was always going to run away. There's no catching up with that ball. And Fernandez will have to be very careful as to the length he bowls to Gabriel.
Here he is again. It's outside the off stump. He throws everything at that. It goes down to third man, and he gets one. So I think Gabriel is ready to go. He wants to take advantage of the power play, and he gets a single down to third man. So one more. That takes the score on now to 16 for 1. And the total at the moment, this is over number 3. The current run is 6.40.
Gabriel has 7, brings down Shaquille Martin, who has 1. I think he's yet to play a convincing shot. And he has strike to Fernandez now.
This time he's bowled all over the place. So Fernandez strikes. Martina came in, never looked settled, and he beats a hasty retreat. So 16 for 2. So just keeping things in check here in the power play, Keith.
Yes, very well done by Fernandez. Shaquille Martina really fallen over. It was a very good Yorker length delivery, cannon into his leg stump, and he's on his way to the players' pavilion. The total of 16 for the loss of 2. The first wicket fallen, the score is on 9. And now the score is on 16. And the second wicket. Good going so far by the Spartans. The new batsman is Jonel Eugene, so he's making his way in the middle. And he is going to do battle against, first it would be Fernandez and then the other company of the Spartans players. Well, I know Jonel Eugene, he used to live on St. Martin before, and then he has migrated back home to his country in St. Lucia, where he has been playing very well. I've been hearing reports that he's been wrongly treated by, I would say, the West Indies selectors. Probably should have been on that under 19 team to New Zealand, but that is not the case. But he's here now in the middle, and Fernandez is going to go around the wicket to bowl to the left-handed Jonel Eugene, and the Spartans so far in control of this match. The total 16 for the loss of 2.
Yes, so 16 for 2. And he's going to go around the wicket now.
There is a solitary slip at third man. A point is also a squarish cover, conventional cover mid-off, mid-on, and a man down on the fine leg boundary and a man in the very short mid-on area. Here is Fernandez bowling to the batsman. The ball beats the keeper, runs down to the third man region, where Charles gets onto the ball and shies it back to Damien Williams. So it's had a tough day behind the stump so far. And one more run to the score. I think umpire is now going to signal back. So extras goes on by 1 to 6. And the score now to 17 for the loss of 2.
Yes, so looking to keep it tight. This is the power play. This is over number 3. One delivery again to go here from Hernandez. As he leans forward now and he runs away from us. He stops. Just one delivery again to go in over number 3. He wants to end fine. He's taken 1 for 8 in 2 so far. So this is good bowling from him. And that delivery is played away straight down the ground. And Bramble gets in the way at mid-on. So that's 1. It's the end of the over. And at the end of over number 3, 18 for 2, the combined batting phase.
All 18 for 2. I think Gabriel has 8. And with him, Jonel Eugene is yet to score. The total is 18 for the loss of 2. So that's what, 3 overs gone, and they're going at around 6 runs and over. They want to maintain that at least for the first, I would say 7 or 8, and probably increase on that later on in the game. But we have to wait and see what actually transpires. So Sherwin Peters is going to pick up the attack from the far end. He'll be bowling to Gabriel Isaac once more, who looks up and sees that there is a mid-on. There's also a cover, extra cover, a man right back on the point boundary, a solitary slip. There's also a mid-on, short mid-wicket, and a man right down here in the backward square region. And Peters starts his run as he prepares to come into bowl to Gabriel Isaac just about now.
Peters again from the far end comes in, goes past the umpire and bowls, and that's a good delivery, and pushed away on the offside, pushed away to cover. There is no run. So Peters has been immaculate with his line and length so far. His first over just 1 for 3. So Spartan keeping the opposition in check at the moment.
Well, they are playing an experienced game. By the approach so far, they has been very clinical and would want to continue that as Peters comes into bowl to Isaac.
This delivery is whipped away through mid-wicket. They take one, considers a second. It's not there. So one more. Short delivery, just hopping onto the back foot and clipping it forward of square.
Gabriel has gone to 9, till it's 19 now for the loss of 2. And the fielders are changing around now for the left-hander. Of course, John L. Eugene bats left. And he is the son of John Eugene, who has represented the Windwards in the past. Has had about 3 centuries at the first-class level. And one against Barbados with Marshall and company. So that had to be a very good innings. And he should be pleased to at least see that one of his sons are really, walking in his footsteps. So there's a short backward square, a short fine leg, a mid-wicket. There's also mid-on, there's a mid-off. Then you have an extra cover, backward point, a solitary slip, and a man down on a third-man boundary.
It's just wide outside the off stump, and he would be very angry with himself that he didn't take advantage of that. There, John L. Eugene, as Keith was saying, the son of John Eugene, who would have played for the Windward Islands.
Yeah, he's also here. I think he'll be playing this afternoon for the Adam Stanford All-Stars. And we're all waits to see what his exploits are going to really be. He used to live here in St. Martin before, where he made many runs here on this very same track. And here it's Peters as he comes up now to bowl to John L. Eugene. And Julian gets a leave. He comes across the off stump, really cuts and not making contact through to Williams. And there's no run.
19 for 2.
Of course, this is coverage of Cricket4Life tournament been staged here at the Caribbean Lumber Ballpark on the dot side of St. Martin. And we hope that you're enjoying the commentary so far. This tournament really promises to be a very good one. And so far, the crowd is building up pretty nicely as Peters comes into bowl to John L. Eugene, who is getting a delivery that came back into him, but a bit too high. And as a result of that, Peters pulled out of the appeal. And then the ball has been picked up in the offside by Captain David, and there is no run. So, we're witnessing this game under overcast conditions. Not no immediate threat of rain. It's very cool conditions, and of course the players in the field will be very happy for conditions like this. There are times when the sun really does be baking, shining all its glory. Here is Peters as he comes up now to bowl to Eugene, who's beaten outside the line of the off some wide signal by Elijah Stapleton. Extras will advance by 1 out 7. And the total 20. The score now, a loss of 2. So the loss of 2. There is 2 slips. It looks like Carty at second. And, Kyle there in that backward point region. Here's Peters as he comes in out to bowl to you. The line of the offside once again. And another good over comes to an end. So over number 4 has been bowled. The combined team, they are batting first. They are now 20 for the loss of 2 wickets. So the scoreboard is showing 18. By my scoring, I think it's 20 for the loss of 2. And of course, there are lots of cars parked on the perimeter of this ground. There are people occupying the stands as well. And it's going to be Isaac to do battle against Fernandez. He is in his 3rd over. And had a chat with him last night. He indicated that he was not playing today. But I felt it was a lack of confidence. Here he is now as he goes into bowl to Gabriel. And right him over the wicket. Gabriel hits us up in the air. Will the catch be taken? Gabriel's running back. He can't get there. The batsman is going to turn for the second. In fact, it changes the mind on that second run. 1 run to Gabriel, a fortuitous run. He's gone to 10 and the total now to 21 for the loss of 2. So Gabriel, you know, he hits the ball fairly hard, and on that occasion really didn't middle it, but had enough on it to get it over the man at mid-off. And Daniel Durham, he ran back for all his worth, but in the end just could not have gotten there, and the batsman crossed for a single.
So it's 21 for 2. Combined. Looking to push on now. We have seen 2 overs already done and dusted with. Here's Fernandez. It's a good delivery, comes back into the right-hander. And that goes through to the wicketkeeper. So Eugene, looking a bit uncomfortable since his entry. Hasn't scored just yet. Has faced 6 deliveries. You don't want to face 6 deliveries in the power play and don't have anything against your name.
Well, there's already lost 2 wickets, so I think it's important that he gets a start. Fernandez goes into bowl to him.
This delivery comes on to him quicker than he anticipated. He was looking to pull it over square leg. It goes back along the track. No run. You can see cars streaming into the streets now at the Carib Lumber Ball Park. Is this a main venue in St. Martin?
It's the main venue. It's the only spot that we play cricket on right now. There used to be a field on the front side, but that is no more. There might be one that you might be able to play on somewhere in the Squatter region, but this is private land, but it's the only place that we play cricket here.
This is down the ground. It's going to go over the head of mid-on, and they're going to come back for 2. So it was pitched up, and John and Eugene a bit frustrated that he wasn't really getting anything on the bat. They now go back for a 3rd, so a sloppy bit of work there. So there's an overthrow. So John and Eugene goes on now to 3, and the score pushes on to 24 for 2. This is over number 5 in progress. I want to say good morning to Roddy Lalman, our technical man on site here. He's been working very hard since 6 a.m. this morning. Probably needs a good feed. This is a good delivery, just on and about the off stump. Squaring him up a bit, pushed away on the offside, but not express pace to really cause any damage or possibility of an edge. Pushed away nicely. So Gabriel is on 10. He has faced 11 deliveries for that 10. He has struck a 4. John L. Eugene is on 3. This is a wayward delivery and picked up nicely by Gabriel. 1 bounce and into the porch of the house just behind square. 1 bounce over the fence and into the porch area. The ball is coming back now. So that's 4. The score goes on to 28 for 2.
It's 28 for 2. Gabriel has now scored his 2nd boundary, and you can see that he's a real good time of the ball. And from the time he got back on that was always destined to run away for 4. Fernandez losing his line slightly there and have to pay. So he has already bowled 3 overs. After 5 overs, the score 28 for the loss of 2. Eugene has 3 and Gabriel has 14.
Tell me something about Gabriel on the domestic scene here. Is he from St. Martin?
No, he's from Guyana, the island of Guyana, but he's been here at a very early age. And as a matter of fact, I used to see him playing softball cricket around the area, and one day I said to him, why don't you come and play hardball cricket? And very shortly after that, I see him join the team and started to play, and he's a very good player. He may not have the technical aspect of his game totally correct, but for this format of the game, I think he's a decent batsman.
And tell me a bit, Keith, about the domestic structure here of the Cricket League.
Well, it's a tournament that is run by the Cricket Association. I think we have, some 6 teams taking part in the tournament so far. And not in this tournament, and in the local tournament, we have 6 teams competing. It used to be, at one stage, I think 14 teams in the A division, 8 in the B division, but we don't have that many teams anymore. So we still have at least 6 teams. And Spartans normally dominate, and they would want to continue that same domination here today.
Well, they've started well, 28 for 2 at the moment. Here's Sherwin Peters, he comes in again, and this is short, cut away nicely for 4. What a wonderful shot, just given a slight bit of room outside the off stump, and Jonel Eugene was quickly back and across, and he punished that one. It's like threading a needle through mid-off, through point, down to the boundary for 4.
Well, he is catching balls at face. Now he has 7 from 9, the total 32 for the loss of 2. 4 from 12. And these two would want to steady the ship for the combined stars and hope that they can even bat at least, I would say, for the next 6 or 8 overs, really.
Peters comes in, bolts him a similar type delivery, keeps a bit low outside the off stump, and trickles away to slip. So 32 for 2. This is the last of the power play. Just 2 fielders allowed outside the circle. So the crowd starting to come in. There are some bleachers just, that'll be to the northeast of the ground.
Afternoon, Saturday and Sunday, we should have bumper crowds here.
This time he goes over mid-wicket. That's a good, very good shot, and that's 6 runs. Very good shot there by Jonel Eugene. It was pitched up, and he just went with it. So he took 6 deliveries initially to find his range, and my oh my, he has found it well now. He's really taking advantage of Sherwin Peters, and the score goes on to 38 for 2.
And he has gone to 13 very quickly. So he's had 2 boundaries. A cut shot through the offside, through the point region, and now this one going somewhere over, I would say, straightish mid-wicket. And he's on himself yet another boundary. So he's gone to 13. The total is 38 now for the loss of 2. What will Sherwin Peters do as he comes in to bowl to him now?
Way outside the off stump, and that's called wide. Sherwin Peters, that's losing his range in this over here. 1 for 16, 2 deliveries to go still in the over.
So far 11 runs in the over. It's 4.6 and then that wide. And Peters would need to get his radar right once more. He's been going very well prior to this over as he comes into bowl to Jonel Eugene.
Pushed away on the offside, no run.
Total is 39 for the loss of 2. The wickets fell. The score was on 9 and now 16. So from 16 to 39, a partnership building between Gabriel and Jonel Eugene. Gabriel, he has 14. Eugene has 13. And here is Peters as he comes to bowl to Jonel Eugene once more.
This delivery is worked away down to the sweeper's position on the cover boundary. So 1 more. And it's the end of the over, is it? Yes, so it's the end of the over at the end of the power play period. The score 40 for 2, which is not bad for the power play. Normally, you look at 45, between 45 and 55. But they've lost 2 wickets. You put that into context as well. And 40 for 2, I think the combined, they have something to work with.
Probably had they lost 1 wicket, you could have said that the advantage is with the batting team. But just that extra wicket that was lost, I think the balance still tilts in the favor of the Spartans team. But it's a good recovery process so far between the 2 batsmen. They will just need to continue batting at this rate, and later on hope that they can pick up the rate and get as many runs as possible on the board. So 6 overs completed. And male umpire that we have in our local circles.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Her name is Lynette, of course.
Yep.
And
is Charlene the only female scorer?
Well, she's from Nevis, so I think she can be the only female scorer as well.
You didn't say that with joy. You said she is from Nevis. Outside the off stump, and I think the umpire is going to signal wide. So 1 more to the total.
Total advances by 2 now to 42.
Want to say good morning to Zishon Qureshi, who is the son of Mac. He'll be captaining the All-Stars a little later on. He just paid us a visit here in the Coventry booth. This is worked away past point for 1, so Gabriel gets 1 more. Just to remind us that he's still out there. He goes on now to 15, the score 43 for 2.
Yeah, good over so far from Barnwell. I think he's bowled one extra delivery that he should not have bowled, but at least he's not been struck for a boundary as yet. And once he can maintain that sort of line and length and restriction, I must say, then you can say that it will be a good over. By then, it would be a good over.
Just a few steps up to the crease, Barnwell. Very experienced man. Delivery outside the off stump. That's pushed away down to third man for one. Barnwell, a very experienced campaigner, was good enough to have made it to India to play with the Royal Challengers Bangalore.
I think he played for West Indies as well. And that is an achievement within itself. But he has extended his run a bit now, so probably the first, 3 deliveries just was boosting exercises, but he has extended his run a bit. And he'll be bowling to Gabriel. So there's man coming off the long off boundary and Daniel Durham. So there's an extra cover. There's also a point. A man right back on the backward square boundary. There's also a man sweeping on the square leg area. Mid-wicket and a long on. So here is he now to bowl to Gabriel.
This delivery beats Gabriel all ends up, and you were saying early on that technically he might be a bit deficient, and that one delivery sold that to me.
Of course, very, very quickly the ball just held its own, just outside the line of the off stump, and Gabriel was on the back foot attempting to turn it in the onside, where he should have been just allowing that left elbow to just come straight down towards the line of the ball, and as a result of that was beaten outside the line of the off stump.
This time it takes a top edge of the bat, 1-2 bounces into the fence for 4. It hits the mark sign just behind the wicket keeper, and going all hell for leather now. Gabriel facing his fellow Guyanese.
He got a boundary, not really where he intended, but got the desired result that he wanted. Was looking to pull the ball somewhere in the wicket region. The ball took the top portion of the bat and flew high over the head of the keeper down to the third man boundary for 4. And with that, he has gone to 19. Jonathan Eugene has shown good support so far in 16. And here is Gabriel this time, hitting it over extra cover, and it's going to go into the boundary just about. Now, this is by no means a huge field, and 4 more runs to Gabriel. So he has gone to 23, and the total now to 52 for 2. So after 7 overs, the total 52 for 2. Isaac has 23, and of course Eugene has 16, and a partnership of 36 runs between these two batsmen. And they would want this partnership to continue. And as I speak, Daniel Durham is going to pick up the attack from the commentary box end, from the players' pavilion end, and he'll be bowling to John L. Eugene, who has 16 from 16. And looks up and sees that there is a long on, a long off, and there is also a cover. And there's a backward point, a man sweeping right out on the cover boundary, and then a short mid-wicket, a man in that mid-wicket region. Here is Durham as he comes in out to bowl to Eugene, who is driving out towards David at cover, and there is no run. And then there's a man right back on the backward square boundary in Fernandez. It's a good start so far from Daniel as he comes in out to bowl to Eugene once more. And he gets a flighted delivery. This time Eugene is driving, can't beat Louis at that cover region, and that point position really. And the total is kept on 52 for the loss of 2. We're in over number 8. And of course, after this, you will have another, 10 more overs. The match being reduced to 18 over a side match. Here is Durham as he comes up now to bowl to Eugene, who hits this high and hard over the top of the side screen, out of the ground for 6 runs, and that's a positive shot from Eugene. He has gone to 22 with that, 6. The score has pushed on now to 58 now for the loss of 2. Very good shot from the young man. When he got to the pitch of it, really just struck through the line, and away it went for 6 runs.
So the young man showing his wares. I was speaking to Adam Sanford leading into this tournament, and he was saying that young Jonathan Eugene is a good player. I'm seeing that. Seems to have something with him.
So Daniel Durham is going to come in. Can he redeem himself with this next delivery as he comes in now to bowl to John L. Eugene? And this time he's driving out towards extra cover where Ken White David skips across to his left. Couldn't prevent the single. Has gone down to the man coming up the long off boundary, and Hakeem Charles to do the fielding. But not before Eugene crosses to one more, which takes his total 23. And the score to 59 now for the loss of 2. So 59 for the loss of 2. And Gabriel now is going to come down to half strike. And of course, there have been many battles, some won, some lost, in the local circles between Daniel and Gabriel. And Gabriel goes into his stance and looks up and sees that Durham is very much with him. He's bowling left arm around the wicket between umpire and the stumps. And he's bowling to the batsman who got himself in a tangle somewhat and played it in the onside where Williams skips across from behind the stumps to do the fielding. And the score is kept on the 52 for the loss of 2. We're in 7.5 overs. Eugene has 23. Durham is on his way to bowl to Gabriel, who is driving down towards the man on the long on boundary. Is Hakeem Charles, who fields the ball well. And only one there will be. So 8 overs have been completed. And the total now is, I think, 60 now for the loss of 2. So 60 for the loss of 2. Sun really coming out in its brilliance now. Still there are some overhead clouds with some touch of rain within them, but no immediate signs that the rain will fall anytime soon. So this should be a very good day. So Barnwell is going to start over number 9 from the commentary box end. And he'll be bowling to Gabriel. And Gabriel gets a short delivery in which he attempts to just help off the hip down to the onside. But in the end, not making contact. Damon skipped across to his left, does the fielding. The umpire signal in wide, which takes the score now to 61 for loss of 2. And here is Barnwell once more. Goes away from us now to bowl to Isaac, who tugs this somewhere through the mid-wicket region. This is going to go very close to the boundary. In fact, Fernandez gets around, does the fielding, and the batsman by the meantime settles, crosses back for the second run. Gone out to 25, and the score 63 now for the loss of 2.
The score is 63, not 55.
Here's Gabriel. This time he's going to go into the mid-wicket boundary. One bounce and across the rope. It's gone for 4. So Barnwell getting some rough treatment here. And Gabriel continues to bat very well. And he has gone on now to 30. The total 67 for loss of 2. So the runs are coming a lot much freer now between these two batsmen. A partnership so far of 51 runs between Eugene and Gabriel. And Barnwell is making some slight adjustments. His field, the man on the cover boundary has been asked to go a bit squarer. Gets the signal of approval that it's okay. Goes away from us with number 22 on his back to bowl to Gabriel once more. And Gabriel this time is opening the face of the bat, stays down in the tunnel region. And very good feeling from Hakeem Charles down on the boundary there. But the batsman running very well. And they're back for the second, which takes the total now to 69 for the loss of 2. Has gone to 32. Eugene has 23, a partnership of 53 runs.
Very good partnership so far. The current run rate is 8.12, and Barnwell being taken around the park. This delivery pushed away to cover. So Barnwell in his second over, he has loads of experience, none for 21. But when you have a man like Gabriel who's willing to play his shots, experience sometimes counts for nothing. Just a few steps up to the crease says Barnwell. And Gabriel is bowled. So the experience of Barnwell, he just held his nerve and was able to bowl the young man for 32. So he leaves the arena, 32 of 23 deliveries. And a very good innings comes to an end, an innings of Gabriel Lassie. So 69 now for 3. So just as it was running away from Spartan, they're able to strike.
Yes, Gabriel looking to make some room outside the leg stump to probably find the gap behind point. And I think he might have played on to the stumps, but it was a very good knock from him. I think he can bat a bit longer, he can score more runs, and I think that is what you really need to sort out as a batsman. Spend more time in the middle, and you see what 23 runs he got, 23 balls he got 32 runs, so clearly the ability is there to score runs and score them very quickly. The new batsman is the captain himself, Molan LeBlanc. He is going to do battle with Barnwell from this the commentary box end. And the players are now making their way in the various positions. But lots of rain really, and very strong breeze across the cooling process of the players.
69 for 3, and Barnwell just a few deliveries to go in the over. In fact, just one. This is over number 9. Good delivery just outside the off stump, and this is worked away by LeBlanc for 1 down to third man. So he's off and running. And at the end of over number 9, the latest score here at the Carib Lumber Park in St. Martin, the Combines batting first against Spartans in the Cricket4Life tournament opener. They are 70 for 3.
They lost the wickets at 9, 16, and then 69. So of course, it was a very good partnership for the third wicket. Now we want the very same thing to happen between Eugene and the Molan LeBlanc, and we'll have to wait and see whether or not that happens. But so far, 70 for the loss of 3 overs.
John Eugene, his dad, John Eugene, will be in action later on today. So the Combines starting up this tournament here. We're seeing fans trickling in, and they're gathered around the Carib base stand. There's no surprise about that. This time he works it through the hands of the bowler Doran down to the boundary for 4. Struck powerfully by Eugene, so he's showing that he packs a good punch, and that takes the score on now to 75 for 3.
It's gone to 27 with that boundary. I think it's his third boundary in this inning so far. Going through the hands of Daniel Durham, who normally feels and catches well to his own bowling, and surprisingly that ball has gone through him and down to the boundary for 4. Once it passed the bowler, as wide as he is, long up is very wide, and that will always run away for 4, and they did exactly that. So 2 6s, 2 4s, and the current run rate so far is 8 runs and over. And the Spartans, of course, feeling.
Durham bowls them.
Driving through the cover, and I think Charles goes off the boundary. A very strong return back into play. It just might be another extra here. So 3 more runs to John Eugene. That's to John Eugene, which takes him now to. Well, we wait for his score at probably 30.
Yes, LeBlanc is on 2, and the score is 78 for 3 at the moment. So lovely weather here in St. Martin. We are below the gigantic Century Hills. That looks like a double century, not only a century. It's very, very tall. And Keith will measure it a little later on today and give us the exact height of it. As Durham continues, now he comes in, bows to LeBlanc. This is pushed away down to long off. So he's keeping a good line. He's trying to dart those deliveries into the legs of the batsmen, but they're coming forward and being able to push it away for the single. John Eugene is going to continue now.
I guess if you would take the zip liner up there and down, you'll get all the history that you really need up the hill.
Yeah, it's Eugene. He's trying to hit this one up the hill. I can tell you it goes way over the lone bleacher on the northwestern side of this ground and onto the roadway. A man is now one of the supporters calling out to the left. He wants to know what that young man ate for breakfast.
He's striking the ball very clean. This field looks very small for him, and so far he has 36 from 23. Has been a good inning so far from him, and it looks very reminiscent of his father. And in all aspects, he bats the mannerism, only that he is a left-hander and his father bats right. He walks everything like his father, and to me, he's just a copy of John Eugene.
Yes, mirror image, left-handed image. The run bowls to him again, and he's forward. Plays it on the onside. There is no run. It's the end of the over, and at the end of it, Jonel Eugene is taking the attack here to Spartan. He's on 36, and it's score 85 for 3.
5 for 3. The run rate is 8.5 runs and over so far, and the Spartans would need to watch that. Try to keep it within their control. And but Eugene and of course the captain Marten LeBlanc, he would want this to continue. Eugene has scored 36 from 24 balls, and the last over, Daniel Duran was roughly treated. I think he was struck for a 6 and a 4. So Eugene has struck what? I think 3 6s and 2 4s so far. Here is Barnwell as he goes away from us now to bowl to LeBlanc. That's the delivery which he defends. Out towards the offside where Daniel Duran did the fielding. There's no addition to the score.
So a good comeback so far by Barnwell. It's on and about the off stump. Not looking to do too much with the ball. He's going to take pace off the ball as well. Here he is. He bowls, and this delivery again. It's a good one. Looking to get a quick single. It's not there, LeBlanc. Barnwell rushes down the track, picks up a very business-like manner, walks back to his bowling mark.
The batsmen having a mid-wicket conference, although Eugene will be passing on a word of 2 to Marten, and he goes back into his stance now with LeBlanc, and they will have Barnwell to contend with.
This delivery is pushed away on the offside. So Barnwell keeping a tight line. It's all about the off stump. He's varying his pace nicely as well. So he's calling to the fore all his experience. Bad delivery down the leg side. It's going to be called wide by the umpire. Just pulling down that one.
The delivery that could have been easily walked off the pad, but Marten LeBlanc not making contact with the backward square. We're under 30-yard circle. Could have run away for 4.
This is driven away. A lovely stop at cover. Just diving to his left. The fielder on that occasion ropes it in, but still a single. So LeBlanc, he moves on out to 4. Jonel Eugene is on 36. He comes into strike.
This over so far has been a very good one. We've had what, 1 wide and a run to the offside. And apart from that, one will want to finish well. And the total is 87 for the loss of 3. 7. Eugene has 36 from 24.
So Eugene has really taken the fight to these guys especially after the dismissal of Gabriel Lassie. Gabriel Lassie was a man that, making the early go. So he's around the wicket now. Outside the off stump. This is pushed away to point. No run. So just changing up the angle a bit on Eugene.
Man, the backward point. There's also a cover on the boundary, an extra cover. Barnwell to bowl to the batsman once more, who plays it with very soft hands and played out in the offside. The man rushed from cover there, Kyle Louis, but could not prevent the run. Smart batting so far from Eugene. He goes by that single out to 37. And after the 11th over has been bowled.
So Barnwell has come back nicely. He has 1 for 25. He was really taken for some tap in his second over. He got a wicket and has come back nicely. This over, last over, just 4 runs coming. And score 88 for 3. This is over number 11. In fact, over number 11 has been bowled. So the run rate is 8 at the moment. And Durham is going to continue, is it? Yes, 2 overs for 23. He's going to bowl his third.
So this is the 12th over in progress now, as Cruikshank is going to pick up the attack from the far end. He's going to bowl medium pace. He's on his way to bowl to Jonel Eugene, and Eugene is allowing the ball to go by outside the line of the off stump to David Williams, who collects well. And there is no addition to the score. 88-3. Eugene has 37 from 27. LeBlanc has 4 from 7. And will very much relish this opportunity here in the middle to get himself some runs. Here is Cruikshank as he comes into bowl to Eugene, who goes on the back foot and stays it there to Kailu in the back foot point position. And there is no addition to the score. And the score is kept on 88 for the loss of 3. Turns in the distance is Cruikshank as he comes in out to bowl to the batsman, who is back to another delivery and plays it back down the track to the bowler. Looking at the fielders, mid-on in my estimation seems to be fairly wide. Long off is wide as well. So once you get the ball straight, you definitely will get the boundary. And we've seen him done that on many occasions. Here he's now to go to the batsman who's back to a good length delivery. And can Roy David shine at the stumps? Cruikshank is asking, well, what was that for? Daniel in the onside backing up. Had that gone past him, would have gone down to Tage on the ball. And the son of that legendary cricketer. The right on the ball. Here is the batsman now off the back foot, attempting to face the offside field, not really finding good contact. But in the end, he gets a single, which takes the score now takes his personal score now to 38, and the score I think is 89-3.
So at the moment, 89 for 3. Remember, this is an 18 over affair. So they'll be looking to push on. Eugene is on 38. LeBlanc is on 4. He comes in the strike. He's going to face some Darren Cruikshank. Good delivery from Cruikshank. So he's one of these players. He has modeled his game after Kyron Pollard at Queen's Park in Trinidad. And, he's just a trundler with the ball. But he's going to mix it up. He's a very clever cricketer, Darren Cruikshank. A very hard hitter of the ball as well. So a good over from him. And that over brought, in fact, that over cost just 4 runs. So at the end of it all, at the end of 12, the score is 89 for 3.
Spartans really climbing back strongly in this game. The run rate has gone down from 8 to 7.4, and they would need to keep that around that region. If they can keep it spiraling downwards, then it would be going in a very good direction for them. But as I speak, it will be a bowling change from this commentator's booth end, and it's going to be Akeem Charles, who bowled a bit of leg spin for the Leavers on the 15 team when he played. But since then, he has chosen to bowl off spinners, and he'll be bowling to John L. Eugene, who has been severe on the spinner so far. I think he has struck Durham for 2 or 3 sixes, and so there's a long on. There's also a man on the cover point boundary, backward point, short to a man right back on the backward square boundary. There's also extra cover and a short mid on. John L. Eugene looks around the field and sees that if he really gets the sweep shot on, he gets another boundary. The total is 330. He has 89 for the loss of 3, and Molan LeBlanc has 4 from 8. So Akeem Charles is going to bowl around the wicket between the umpire and the stumps and around the wicket to John L. Eugene.
He is now, he bowls, and his delivery is played nicely back to him. Well pitched up. So he's going through on a wrong. This is almost a right-handed version of Suleiman Ben. Here he is now. He comes in and bowls. That's a bad delivery. Eugene does not need a second invitation, and that's pulled away behind square, deep behind square for 6 runs.
He got the delivery, got the treatment that ball deserved. He said, well, it's Christmas is already gone, but he'll still have another Christmas gift. And he went on the back foot and really smashed that high over the backward square into the boundary for 6 runs. He's now gone to 44 from 33 deliveries. The total 95 for the loss of 3. And Akeem Charles really bowling a loose. And is that the treatment he deserved?
Well, his second delivery was a loose. His first delivery was on spot. And that delivery pulled away for 6. So he's going to continue here. John L. Eugene.
Akeem Charles is not really frontline bowler for the Spartans team.
It's a good delivery. So he's back on spot again. Just middle and off, turning away.
He's more noted for his batting. I think he got a century in one of the games so far here. So he hits the ball very far. And here he now needs to take wickets as he bowls to Eugene, who's driving the ball straight to the wicket near offside and beats the man diving at that point position and Louis and into the boundary
So over pitch delivery outside the off stump, the batsman just being able to clear his levers nicely, play through the offside. And that takes him on to 48. The score 99 for 3. So 2 milestones could come up very soon here.
Yeah, so Jonel Eugene has looked the part. So far he has 48 and he would want to bat to the very end of this innings. Total 99 for 3.
Yeah, he is now on boards. That's a good delivery on the legs of Eugene. He takes one quickly. They urging him to go back for second. It's not there. So one more. He goes on to 49. LeBlanc comes in to strike now. That's the 100. So it's 100 now for 3.
It has come in the 13th over. And the run rate is what, 7.8 runs an over. This over so far has yielded 11 runs. And they're predominantly strong in the batting team. Of course, it has been strengthened for this tournament with the likes of Cruikshank and Barnwell and Enshrine and also Kyle Louis. So it is expected that Louis and Carty will open the batting. Peters, of course, he probably might come at 3 and they normally can get the runs. So here is Cruikshank, the ball to LeBlanc, out towards the Squillig region, and the ball is going to go into the boundary now for 4 runs. 4 runs to Molan LeBlanc, which takes his total now to 5. Total pushes on to 105 for the rest of 3.
Yes, it's 105 for 3.
LeBlanc has gone to 9 with that boundary. My apologies to all concerned. 105 for the loss of 3. To bowl to LeBlanc, who is hitting this to the region, and Carty is very quick across the outfield, gets across, prevents the third. 2 more runs to LeBlanc. That takes his total now to 11, and the score 107 for the loss of 3. So the run rate has gone back up to 8 runs and over so far.
From the Queen's Park man. Slow delivery. LeBlanc coming forward. Can't do much with that.
Cruikshank is making some adjustments to his field. He's asked on mid-wicket to just drop back a few paces. And here's that ball that really swung in the air. And the bowler really should have done a lot better with that. And he hit that, it would have gone some in the back of square region for 6 or 4, but in the end that was not to be.
Well, he was trying that and he got all tangled up. And that delivery ricocheting from the thigh pad. Here's Cruikshank again. It's a good delivery. This is a hoiked away down to a deep mid wicket. Carty is there, only a single. So one more. Score pushes on now to 108. So a good over from Cruikshank. He's bowled well since coming into the attack. He, of course, is a very experienced campaigner at this level. Was one of the instrumental players in Queen's Park winning the UV tournament in Trinidad and Tobago that opened the domestic season. None for 18. He has one delivery to go again. He'll want to finish strongly. He's bowling to Eugene, who's on 49 and looking to score the first half century of this tournament. And he does. He plays it away down to third man. There's a misfield. Looking for 2. It's not there. So that's a half century to John L. Eugene. And the score moves to 109. It's 110 now for 3 after 109 for 3 after 14. And Cruikshank finishes another good over. 2 overs, none for 9.
So 4 more overs remaining in this inning so far. Eugene has batted very well. He's got 50 from 37. And for all who've seen the knot so far, it has been a fairly good one too. And it looked a bit shaky at the very beginning, but as he spent some time in the middle, he blossomed and is looking very good. And of course, Molan LeBlanc, he has 12 from 14, would need to get Eugene on strike as often as he possibly can. Or he himself will have to try and find the boundaries as well. The score is 109 for a loss of 3. And very good day for cricket here at the Carolina Ballpark. Some very hard work has gone into this tournament. And I must say kudos to President Adam Stanford, Vice President Cotton Warner, and Scotty and company. Royston, they all have worked very hard to get the ground up to a position that it's at now. And here is Manuel as opposing now to bowl to John Eugene.
Delivery outside the off stump, pushed away to a short third man. Single to Eugene. He's on 51. So just 3 overs to go after this one. So Barnwell continues. Barnwell and Cruikshank bowling similarly. Cruikshank 2 overs for 8. Barnwell in his last over now. He's 1 wicket. On the legs, clipped away nicely for 4. Just straying slightly. And LeBlanc was able to get it away from the backward square field down to the boundary for 4. This outfield is lightning fast. So anything that gets past the infield is going to go away for 4.
Well, he's asked third man to come on the 30-yard circle, and Cruikshank now is going to go back on the backward square boundary. And there will be a bit more protection in that area. So what will Mona Lubba do on this occasion?
Outside the off sub, he's driving nicely to cover. There is no run. $114 for 3. That's a full toss that hits down. It goes over mid-on and in between mid-on and the long-on fielder running in. So 2 runs added. 116 now for 3.
The run rate is what, 7.9 runs and over so far. So they've been just bordering around that 8 runs and over mark.
There's still
Been allowed to go in excess of that with another what, 3 overs remaining after this.
so Spartan keeping a tight lid on proceedings here at the moment. Good delivery. Eugene is forward, plays it away to point. There is no run. So keeping Eugene quiet. It's the end of the over, the end of his spell. Barnwell's 4 overs, 1 for 33. And at the end of over number 15, the latest score, Spartan combined 117 for 3. Eugene is on 21 and LeBlanc is on 19.
Well, just 3 more overs remaining in this inning so far. Eugene has 58, of course, 48 runs between the 2 batsmen, and they would want to maximize that. Barnwell took in 1 for 33 from his 4. Turned out to be fairly expensive in the end, and if you were to go back to see how he really started, and it's going to be Cruikshank, who has bowled very well so far, is going to continue to bowl to LeBlanc.
LeBlanc pulls away. He's not ready just yet. So Cruikshank will be looking to produce another good over here. If he can do that, he'll really put pressure on the batting team because they were just 2 overs after this. This is on the legs, clipped away, and Cruikshank is lucky to have gotten away with that. 20 now to LeBlanc.
Well, they went straight to Shawn Peters in that fine leg region. He's normally a very good fielder, and had he got his hands around that, it might have been a chance for a runner. But Molan LeBlanc, he was actually waiting until the ball passes Peters, and in the end went through for the single. He has gone to 20 from 19, and Eugene has 51 from 39. Looks up and sees that Cruikshank is on his way, and mid-on and mid-off is fairly wide. And as I said, all he just needed was hit the ball very straight. So the man has been called off the boundary on the 30-yard circle, and the mid-wicket has been pushed right back to the fence as well.
Outside the off stump, this one peels off the edge down to the boundary for 4. So unlucky on that occasion there, Cruikshank, as John and Eugene threw everything at that. It took the outside edge and down to the boundary for 4.
It looked as though he was aiming somewhere over extra cover region. But there's a yawning gap between Casey Carter at that cover position and long off. He should really make contact with the boundary, but nevertheless got the run that he wanted. Cruikshank is bolting it right now. Here he is driving out towards and it beats Peters and into the boundary for 4.
So Peters just getting up too quickly on that occasion. He didn't stay down. And elementary error there from Peters. Cruikshank would not be a happy camper. That speeds away to the boundary for 4.
Eugene has gone to 59. He's scoring out to 126 with a lot of 3. And the runs are really coming. The run rate has just crept above 8 and over so far as Cruikshank comes in out to bowl to Eugene once more.
This time he is hiking this one away down to a deep mid wicket for 1. So LeBlanc comes into strike now. So they're going off after almost everything now.
127 for 3. This is what the 16th over in progress.
Here's Cruikshank again, and down the leg side, score wide. So he's all over the shop in the sofa. This delivery is worked away nicely. They're looking for 2 here. It's played away slowly, but Carty's too quick on this occasion, and they get just 1.
129 out for 3. 16 have been bowled, so another 2 overs are remaining. In fact, the overs not yet completed. 5 balls have gone so far. And Cruikshank so far has bowled 2.5 overs and has taken none for 21. As he comes around the wicket now to bowl to John L. Eugene, who hits this high and hard. This is going to go a long way for 6. Out of the ground once more, as he's shown earlier in his innings that he has that power to hit the ball out of the boundary for 6 runs. And he has gone out to 60. And the score has pushed on out to 129 for the loss of 3. Now has 21 from 20 balls. Sorry, 135 for 3. And Eugene has gone to 6 from 43 balls.
Lovely shot there from John L. Eugene. Just a few strides down the track. He made it on the half volley, and he was able to play through the line nicely. He could trust the bounce of this pitch. He could trust the ball coming onto the bat, and he was able to put that one away over wide, long on for 6 runs.
Partnership so far, 66 runs. Last wicket to fall was that of Gabriel, who departed for 32 when he was bowled off stump by Bonwell. And ever since then, there's been good batting performance from these 2. Roland LeBlanc has 20 from 21. He would want to up his strike rate. And Cruikshank has taken none for 27 from 3 overs. And Sherwin Peters comes back from this the commentary box and to bowl to Roland LeBlanc. So Cruikshank has gone right back on the boundary. In the back of square position. There's also mid-wicket on the long on. Here is Peters as he comes in out to bowl to LeBlanc, who hits it hard down to the man in the long on boundary. The batsman crosses for a single. Fernandez unable to make a catch of that. And one more run, which takes the score out to 136 for the loss of 3.
136 for 3. 136 for 3. 66 to Eugene. LeBlanc is on 22, and this is a delivery that has bowled him.
A very good ball there from Sherwin Peters as he came back in. This is second spell really. And the Spartans have a very strong batting lineup. And they would back themselves to get whatever runs that this combined team just might have play in a minute. As I speak, the bails have been blown off, and just the comes from square leg. Of course, gets the approval from Shamir Box, the 2 men officiating in this match so far. And here is Peters as he prepares to go into bowl to Renal.
And it's bowling. So Peters continues, and as